Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Secret of Mana, which if you've never played it before, it's basically an RPG. So anyway, as I was saying, it's an RPG, and you might have noticed I'm not at the start. That's because being an RPG, not only is there a ton of boring story at the start, the biggest feature about this game isn't available at the start. This is a 3-player RPG. All three of us here are being controlled by human people, but it isn't like that at the start. It's very irritating that it's not like that at the start, because I sat with my brother for about an hour and a half waiting for, well, another character to come along for us to play on co-op, and it took even longer than that, because it's the type of thing that it ended off taking, I think, about almost 3.5 hours before we finally got the first new character, so that co-op mode was enabled, and then about another 20 minutes before we got the third character. So if you're sitting around wanting to play this game with your mates right away, then don't bother buying it right now, buy it later on, play the first 3 hours yourself, then when you mate the next round, play it multiplayer then. However, as you might have guessed, it doesn't have to be played multiplayer. The whole point is that it's just there because it's the type of thing that people like RPGs with other people, and to be fair, I think the multiplayer aspect of the game is fantastic. It's good fun, it's the type of thing that I like, being able to work together with people on this, because sometimes RPGs can get boring where you're just traipsing around forever and a day. At least with mates there playing along, then it means you can have a laugh while you're doing it, you can like basically take the mick out of things, you can just randomly battle, and random battling is more fun with other people there, because that's to be fair, one of the good things about this, as you might have noticed. No random battles, everything's there. You can choose to avoid the enemies or not, unless of course it's a massive boss and then you kind of have to fight him, and you can just basically have some fun with it and grind as much as you want to. Being an RPG, it's pretty much the worst type of game that I can actually review in my style, because I really have nothing left to say about it already. Gameplay wise, it literally does depend on how much you grind to how long the game lasts. It could last you something as small as 30 hours, it could last you something as massive as 150. It's just one of them things. Obviously, when you kill a certain number of enemies, you get, like, every time you kill enemies, you get EXP, then you get a level up. You can check your stats as well in that. You can get new weapons, you can upgrade the weapons. You've got a choice of all sorts of different weapons, and it's really cool. Some like the bow and arrow, which, to be fair, I might as well equip and show you, at least when I can do. And basically, the bow and arrow is an actual projectile weapon. It does work like a projectile. You don't have an ammo limit or anything like that, so that's really cool. Obviously, you can get swords, spears, whips and that. The whips come in very handy because you can actually do Indiana Jones stuff. You can whip from side to side of a platform. The axe cuts, like, breaks certain rock type things. The sword cuts down bushes. So each weapon is basically for a different use. You can also then, from this menu, basically choose items and that. So if you need to heal mid-battle, you can do that. You can send it to one of your people, even if you're not controlling them. You can view your stats, you can change the colour of your windows and that for your armour and stuff. You can actually put it on action grid. You can put it on when you are not being controlled by a human, when this character is being controlled by an enemy, sorry, not an enemy, a computer. Then you can choose whether or not you want them to be offensive or approach the enemies, or obviously top corner is the approach and the offensive, or that you tell them to steal the hell away and defend and that. You can choose what level of attack to use as well, so they can only use a level 2, because basically if you keep down keep the button held down, then a bar will start to charge up, as you can probably see in the bottom corner, and then that's an attack, like one of your power attacks. And again, as you level up, that levels up and you can get more powerful power attacks, and you can like choose whether or not you, as I say, want the computer to always do a level 2 attack, or always do a level 1 attack, or just do normal attacks and that. Because attacking on the game is basically done with a meter at the bottom again, because you've got the 100% and that and stuff like that, and if you attack as it hits 100%, it's not as powerful as if the 100% disappeared off the screen, which is odd. But depending on how much percent's on the screen, and that then depends on how powerful your attack is. Obviously, being an RPG, there's all sorts of dodgy magic spells and that, like, for example, the girl character there, Edward, we've called her for a reason, the fact that I like an anime where a girl called Edward. You can get things like you can be put to sleep, you can be put unconscious, you can be, like, poison and stuff, so you have to watch out for that, but you can get yourself healed up and stuff, and with sleep and unconscious, you pretty much just have to wear it off, which is annoying, because it means that the enemy can pretty much kick 7 shades of crap out you. Also annoying is the fact that every now and then you'll kill enemies and treasure chests will come out. And when you pick up a treasure chest, if there's an enemy nearby, then the treasure chest basically freezes your actions because you have to beat the crap out of it to open it, but the enemy can basically set up right behind you and then hit you as soon as it gets done. And if the treasure chest is actually a trap one, which contains a bomb or something, then it's a double screwing over. The AI on the game, might as well mention it, seeing as not all the time you're going to be playing the game with 3 people, to be fair. At least, I don't think you will be, I'm not you, so I don't know. Basically, the AI on the game is pretty pants. Even though you can set it to do things, it very rarely does them. I've always got my AI set on approach the enemy and attack, and very rarely do I actually see the damn things attacking. Well, pretty much running out of stuff to say, so might as well quickly mention this. The GameCube pad can be worked on this, and the controls do actually remap themselves, which is good, because I don't think I've ever seen a VC game do that, and it's the type of thing that VC games need to do it, so I'm quite happy with that. Graphically, the game is pretty good for a SNES game. Musically, it sounds pretty good. I will shut up at the end of the vid just to let you listen to it. There's save points all over the place. You mainly have to talk to a cat to save or go in an inn, because being an RPG, there's inns, and basically the inns, in case you don't know if you're new to the genre, then you go in them, pay a little bit of money, it'll heal you, you can save, or if you don't want to pay any money, it won't heal you, but you can still save. But the final thing I've got left to say is basically the story of the game. The gist is that the world is like coming apart because the magic's not there anymore. So your quest is you have to find all the magic items, all the magic weapons and that, and you've got to defeat bosses in order to get the orbs back for that item. It'll tell you which orb you've got, and then you've got to basically, well, level up the weapons and that in order to bring magic back to the world and stuff like that. And it's the type of thing that I actually quite like the story on the game. I like the fact that you get to go around and basically level up weapons and stuff. It's a nice little feature as well, because it's very rare that you can actually level up your weapons type thing. You can upgrade them sometimes, you can go to like blacksmiths and stuff, which to be fair you have to do on this, but this, it actually requires magical items and stuff, and I quite like that. There is pretty much nothing else left to say other than that if you like RPGs, I personally think it is a pretty damn good RPG, especially if you've got 2 mates who like RPGs, or even 1 mate who likes an RPG game here or there, and you can play it, because you can play it with a multiplayer obviously, and it's the type of thing that it's well worth the cash that you're paying for it on the VC. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.